Hello everybody and welcome to Minty's Minty Tea Time with Minty Minty. Today's episode welcomes Link. Haha, what a classic. Sans. Oh, you always know just what to say. And of course, from my favorite game Splatoon, Inkling. Well, it seems that Inkling has broken the #1 rule of tea time. Well, you know what that means. Inkling will now get kicked from the council. When it comes to video games, there's a wide range of types, genres, whatever you want to call it, and depending on what you're into, your button presses may either involve intense gameplay or progressive storytelling. But these two hand-in-hand aspects are delicate key parts of a game, like the Festivus pull on Festivus. So let's explore these mixes and matches, whether they're history-changing, or it's yick. I'm making fun of yick. Now, in order for a game to be a game, the gameplay experience needs to be entertaining in some capacity. Oh god. Yeah, there are games that are just boring as but still manage to make it into a PBG video. Well, so does, like, every other Arthur game. I'm getting off track. No game has to have some form of enjoyable gameplay. Sometimes there's games that are just books. That's it. Now, of course, this doesn't make their stories any less boring, but come on. I have not gone through 6 Switch controllers by scrolling through dialogue. I destroy these cheap Amazon pieces of garbage through my sheer gaming will! So, yeah, just as my YouTube channel promises, I am a gamer. When I'm finding a new game to buy on the Steam page, I usually skip right past the carefully crafted trailers and focus on their posted screenshots showcasing the gameplay I'll be partaking in. Well, now begging the question, are games as fun or compelling without any effort towards its story, lore, and narration? Well, to just give a timeless and classic example of a game with little to no story or implications that mainly turns its attention towards the fun of the game itself, this game is called the Among Us.
Sticky, no.
I'm talking about Pac-Man. Silly yellow circle thing gobbles up ghosts in this weird random blue maze? Sure, why not? Nothing had to make sense, but with gameplay that's super fun, replayable, and needlessly and surprisingly intricate, actually, it's super weird, it didn't have to have a Five Nights at Freddy's scale depth in its lore. It was just fun, and that was the big appeal. Now, before I get ahead of myself, it's worth mentioning that it's a tad off to talk about a game like Pac-Man nowadays. Yeah, it's old, but you know what other games are old? Chrono Trigger, or Mario RPG, or Earthbound. All games that are ancient from where we stand, but wow, they've all left a massive impact on gaming as a whole. There's an entire subgenre of quirky, Earthbound-inspired RPGs now. So why are these games still relevant now while Pac-Man isn't a normal modern topic? Well, I guess other than that TV show, never mind, that was anything but normal. The difference is that these great storytelling games were able to leave the same things books are capable of leaving on us: impressions. The impressions that a story from either a game or a book leaves on its consumer are crazy. I mean, even Hammurabi's code is still relevant somehow. A lot of people go back to the game Hades, unless you're like me who had it on Game Pass, for its story because, according to Supergiant's creative director, Greg Kasavin, the average player misses 2/3 of the total dialogue written for the game. But more commonly, a game's mechanics and experience is the biggest thing that brings people back to a game. I've gone super far into what makes a game replayable in my other videos, so I'll just make this short and sweet. With just the right touch of mechanics, rewarding systems, and differentiation, any game can be your next Steam page embarrassment. Both the game's story and gaming focus contribute towards its impressions on the player. A game may be leaning one way or another, but it's the buttes that give the perfect mix of story and gameplay. There's so many perfect games that use this, but instead of going into detail about these examples, I'll just show you on screen a few wonderful examples of storytelling and gameplay mixing in just an incredible way. You know, I think I get what this is. The EBGBs I get when a moment fits just right in the story of a game. Immersion. Fleshing out the grounds that a game takes place in gives the player a great understanding of the setting they've been playing in. When they're able to contribute to the story through an impactful way by the game's interactivity, you feel immersed. You get that feeling when you're here in this game and in the shoes of the protagonist. Just look at butterfly effect games such as Life is Strange. The story's impactful, the game is impactful, but not in the regular sense, but in the way that the gameplay is the story. You make the decisions and choose the path your characters walk down, and there is no better way to make you feel any more immersed. Could you imagine Super Mario Bros. Without the power-ups? Well, what about having to defeat Bowser? Both the gameplay and the story of a video game are key aspects of making the perfect video game. So for those of you out there brewing up excellent games, thank you. Oh my gosh. I completely forgot! I have to continue making Minty's Minty Tea Time with Minty Minty! Oh, my tea's exquisite. How's yours? You can say that again. And for the rest of you at home, thank you for listening.